A few months ago, I bought this 3 acres of abandoned woodland in Houston, Texas, and the frontage of my road is infested with nothing but invasive tree species. So today, I'm gonna clear those and replace them with some native and beneficial plants to take their place. But before we get started, always remember, Earth is my planet.
Earth is my planet.
But yes, we are here on my 3 acres of abandoned woodland once again in Houston, Texas. And this property has been neglected for years. And all along the road are a ton of Asiatic invasive species, such as a hedgerow of waxleaf ligustrum. We have Chinese privet that are fully in bloom right now, so these will be ready to go to seeds and continue to spread. And then of course we have Chinese tallow tree, which is what I've been cutting down and battling for the longest. So today I am gonna clear this whole row of invasive trees, leave the native species, and plug in a couple of recent purchases as well. With that being said, y'all, please be sure to comment, drop a like. This is definitely gonna be an arduous task, and we'll get started today, Junior. All right, y'all, so the journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. And the first step is to take out the small Chinese privets that are right here in a little tree-like form. So let's get them out. There goes another one. It sounds like popcorn when those fresh leaves hit. It's kind of cool. So I've only cut down 2 trees, have a fire going pretty strong, and I am tired as hell. I swear the heat is something different out here, man. And yeah, this thick flannel doesn't really help. Someone commented that I should wear a tank top. I don't know if they were trying to get at me sexually or if that was an honest suggestion. Dude, I would get killed by bugs and thorns out here if that was the case. So yeah, I gotta have long sleeves on, but I definitely need to improve the wardrobe. At least keep cutting down more trees. I'm gonna aim for 2 more within this hour, and I'll probably wait to burn those just so the fire's not going while I'm gone. Get over here. All right, man. It's another tree gone. All right, man, we've made progress. This area is like wide open. I left some plants at the front though that I'm gonna clear another day, just so that way people can't look straight into the property until I start planting stuff to replace everything I'm cutting out. There it is, man. This whole back area has been cleared. And that is all just a day's worth of work, really like 3 hours. I woke up kind of late, was shooting a video at the house as well. So stay tuned for those videos too, man. I try and do the wildlife rehabilitation and also the urban, suburban gardening just for all you guys who, you know, live life either on a small lot or on some big acreage, man. I got you. But yes, this is a day's worth of work, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Now it is yet another day and we still have trees to clear. I do want to plant stuff today, so I am going to make it the mission to clear like these 6 or 7 trees in this area and start plopping in some other plants that I think will be more aesthetically pleasing and will attract some pollinators. So that is the mission. So let's just go ahead and get back to clearing the front of that property. And the mosquitoes, they're outrageous today, man. They are swarming. Luckily I got sprayed, but it is bad. So the first step for today is to clear out this little hedge. I have to spray every single one of these because they are all invasive waxleaf ligustrum trees. So let's chop them down with the brush cutter. So this is like a knife through butter, baby. Easily one of the best tools I invested in, but I'm clearing this area because ideally I want a driveway to be right here and or so I can plant other things in this area that does get a lot of sun. Now, once all of the waxleaf ligustrums were cut, I sprayed them with a triclopyr concentrate mixed with a brush killer, but the mosquitoes were legit eating me up. Like, you guys are gonna be able to hear them and see them swarming my legs. Like, they were out of control out here. Good God. Oh. Like, y'all hear that? That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Then I moved on to clearing more waxleaf ligustrum and giant Chinese privet trees. I had to get rid of these puppies before they seeded out and spread themselves any further. And yes, it was a mission because this was a giant tree that I chopped down, left a large stump, and I sprayed it up to make sure it did not reemerge. So it's pretty much been 4 hours of clearing invasive species. I got the burn pile going behind me, and now it's time to finally get some plants in the ground. I've been getting mollywopped by mosquitoes every time I try and spray all the invasive species with triclopyr. But with that being said, I'm gonna throw in a Vitex Tree as the first plant. It has been in my van for the past like 5 weeks. I've came out here, and it's just now time that I can finally put it in the ground on the roadside. It is non-native, but it does attract pollinators, a nice burst of blue flowers. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant that dude. So I got this Vitex on sale at the Houston Garden Center. I'm gonna throw it in. It's a decently sized specimen, and I'm gonna have to dig a big hole for this, which is unfortunate considered I'm tired and getting chewed up by mosquitoes. But today's the day, baby.
I'm tired of digging holes, Grandpa.
Yeah, this may be the only plant today. I'm beat. So you guys can see that this area is getting ample sunlight with all the cleared invasives out the way, and that is perfect for the Vitex Tree, which grows in zones 4 all the way to 9, is drought tolerant, puts on quite a show, and invites all types of insects into the garden. Now I did have to untangle the roots because it was root bound beyond all belief, but my mission for this tree is to have it grow, put on a show, and ultimately it gets about 15 to 25 foot tall, so will not disrupt the canopy of the larger trees behind it, which is definitely ideal. So I backfilled the hole. It's on high elevation by the road, so it shouldn't be too swamped when a big rain comes through. And then a couple weeks later, the flowers were bright and blue. Poetry. Now before I go out of pure exhaustion, I'm gonna mulch the area. And you guys know my cheat code to life is free curbside leaf litter, which my neighbors view as rubbish, but I view as future gold in regards to my soil fertility and fungal life. So there it is, man, protecting those roots. So believe it or not, it has actually been a month since I last shot a video clearing the front of the property. It is wide open, which is nice, and the Vitex Tree is flowering and is looking healthy. But I came out here and forgot my memory card a couple of weeks ago. So now I'm gonna keep adding plants to the front entrance area where I think I am gonna have a driveway cutting through and a nice culvert to go over the little rainwater creek. But let's go ahead and add a bunch of these plants, some of which I got on sale, which is always amazing, at Lowe's. And they're native plants as well, because this is going to be probably a 95% native wildlife restoration project. This Vitex may be the only exception to that. So next to the Vitex Tree, the next plant I'm going to throw in is going to hold a ton of weight and gravitas. It is this amazing premium blue flame agave, $60 retail, which is insane for half off. So yeah, I got this bad boy for 30 bucks. It has been suffering for a couple of years in my garage and next to my house, so it's time to trim up all these leaves, plant this dude in the ground, and finally let it reach its full potential and height. So I am gonna put it in the farthest corner of the property to have it obscure my waxleaf ligustrum, so it's gonna hold a lot of weight in this corner right here. And this area does get a lot of sun, and I'm gonna keep maintaining all of the plants in this corner to make sure they don't overshade this bad boy. So hopefully me digging the hole was in focus. If not, I apologize. It already is super hot. There's a ton of mosquitoes once again. Now this soil is a heavy clay, but I've seen agaves thriving out here in neighboring and adjoining properties. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy in right now and let it work some wonders, baby. Now the reason why I mentioned the soil at all is because typically agaves like well-draining soil, but this dude is a hybrid species. Its color is why it's unique, coming in a nice light bluish green color scheme, and also the way the leaves curve, it does look like literal fire. So that also is amazing. So I just went ahead and backfilled the hole. This guy will get 5 foot tall by 5 foot wide at maximum maturity. So I did have to kind of space it out, but it definitely is going to obstruct the stump behind it, which I am looking forward to. This is really going to be a showstopper when you enter my property, hence why it's right in the front, baby. Okay, y'all, we got the agave in the ground, and it is straight diabolically hot out here today and it's only 9 a.m., which is crazy. Everything is taking like 2 times as long when it's this hot. But the next plant we have up is this color guard yucca. And this is another one that was on sale at Lowe's. Is a native plant and also looks astounding. This dude cost 17 bucks. And I'm just trying to jazz up the front of the property to make me feel like I've made progress, because when you have something like this, which is 3 acres of forest, it can get really overwhelming really quick. So this is just kind of like a morale booster, and to at least see some things that I put in growing, thriving as soon as I pull up every time I'm out here. So let's get this guy in front of the Vitex as well. It is on a slope that goes down, so it won't stay as wet in this area as some others on the property, hence why I'm putting the more high and dry lichen species on the top of this little elevation zone. So right about here is going to be the zone. I got to be cognizant that the agave is going to get large, so this area should be a bit more untapped. Oh yeah, that looks nice. Okay, so the color guard yucca is easily one of my favorite plants just in general. The architecture of it is awesome, and it grows in zones 4 to 10. So pretty much anyone can grow this unless you live damn near in Canada, in which case I'm sorry. Got to tease out some of these roots. So then I plop the dude in the ground. It'll get about 2 to 3 feet tall, 4 to 5 foot spread, so it will hold some weight and will look very nice at the front of the property as well. I have it slightly elevated. That way it still drains a little bit better. Evergreen, cold hardy. This is the one. So if you guys have the opportunity, go to Lowe's and find one half off. It'll definitely be worth it. So we have the yucca in the ground, and now 2 more on sale plants, which I do use on a regular basis at my house, are these native guaras. So they have gorgeous pink flowers. I don't know if you guys can see that, but they have beautiful pink flowers. It was 2 for I think 12 or 8 bucks. Not bad. So these guys I am gonna stagger behind my yucca. They form a really nice perennial kind of backdrop to any garden bed, which is cool. They attract the native pollinators, the bee species, and they grow in zones 5 all the way to 9 in prairies, pinelands. They're native to Louisiana and Texas specifically, so that is always awesome. All right, so there's one. Now let's chunk in the other. They also like moist soils, so this area should definitely suit them particularly well. And this is just another one of those plants that Lowe's will sell by the quart, and typically you can get a great deal on them. All right, hopefully it's deer resistant. I didn't do any of that research. Tripping. So to answer my own question, they're moderately deer resistant. So we'll see how they hold up over time out here on the land. All right, y'all, so the last plant that I'm throwing in that front garden bed area, I got for free at an estate sale. I just ripped off a piece of it, which was kind of stupid because I got poked all up in the hand. And this started off with 1 single pad. I actually think I have a video of me potting this up, but nevertheless, there we have it, Dad Nabbit. Giant cactus going right there in the corner. Okay, so far so good. Ooh, that's fighting gravity. That's fighting gravity. The wonders and joys of cactus planting. Try not to get your hands shanked by their spines. With that being said, this dude is in the corner of the property where hopefully I don't have to encounter or stumble upon him as much, but I can still let him grow, be wild and free. We'll see how tall this gets. The original specimen was taller than me at an estate sale, so I can't wait to see this guy thrive, take off, and grow even further. All right, I think I'm gonna cut this little one, and I'm gonna plug it in, right here. There we go. So now that all the plants are in the ground, the next step is going to be to line and edge the bed. And I'm gonna use a material that is more than abundant here, and those are logs. So I've been cutting down all the invasive trees that you guys have seen, and we got a bunch of Chinese tallow tree logs. So I'm gonna chop these up and then form a nice organic kind of curved exterior line that will define the edge of the bed. And I need that because there's a ton of Bermuda grass, which I'm gonna try and get rid of in the next couple of weeks or so. So I just wanna make sure that I know where to edge if need be. Wow, look at all those logs. All right, man, let's start laying these bad boys down. So my mission with this garden bed was to create a nice organic-like form, especially to mimic nature. There's not typically a lot of straight lines, so I liked using funky logs with interesting curves and just overall chopping them down in small enough shapes to create a nice oval to encapsulate the bed, which I feel like I came through and I achieved. So this is what it looked like when I did have the logs laid down on the edge. Again, this is just a free way to do things. If I had rocks available, I definitely would utilize those, but I made do with what I had. So to go ahead and put a pin on the day and to wrap things up, I'm gonna fill in this area with bags of leaves, and I use the leaf litter as mulch out here in the garden. And this is just great because as it breaks down as nutrition of the soil, it's already bagged up, so it's easy to move. I don't gotta like rake stuff over here and bring it over. So this is super convenient and it's free, and I really want to get the fungal matter in the ground growing and benefiting all of these plants that I just threw in. So let's go ahead and get this dude mulched, and then it's so damn hot, I think I'm gonna skedaddle. But yes, cleared out a small section, planted a bunch of native plants to the United States, not necessarily this area, but as you guys know, birds and bees, insects can travel over extremely long distances. So as long as the plants do benefit the native wildlife, that is why I'm doing this. I wanted to knock out this section today too. But look here, man, I ain't trying to die for this YouTube video right now. With that being said, here is the vantage point of what the area looked like before and after I cleared a bunch of trees, made a path, and a small garden bed using native plants in the front of the property. But please drop any tips, tricks, hints, plant suggestions in the comment section down below. And always remember, Earth is my planet.
Earth is my planet.
I'll see y'all soon. Peace.
Killing these songs, leaving a bloody life I roost to. And I'm in it to win it, so I'm somebody that you should get used to.